Test, 1, 2, 3. Itamixkanatani, everybody. I'm so happy to see everybody here. And I'm just really excited. This has been a long time in the making. Mariah, if you can join me up here. So I think we're ready to get started here. And the first thing on the program is we'll be getting Herman to do the blessing. And then after that, Beatrice will be doing the welcoming address. And then we'll go from there. Should I move this? Yeah.
Okay, Nixo Kuawak. Okay, the Chiskawa Piikani. Kitkana Ximachim Kuawaka can Xistikoika. It's the Pata Pio Bat Kokiwaka Kanik. Akikisikum Sato San Xistikoika. Sapata Pio Pandaka, boy, Pixiniki Pata Piece. My sister, but it's still. Okay, Waka. Nokpentika ko kak suwa si tapita opio. Ako si kak naaksit sa waka kanik sinutut si tapit suwa si tapita op. Okay, waka imitaps kini waka sisina ki wak maaks. Ikago kanista ikato pa waka anik no kanisti pa tapio. Kitsi buks. Itkano chitapio pawaka kanika kaaksan nonix. A kocht ko kawaka. Iskanasto chimiawaka kanik no kanisipatapio. And it is still waka kispiwato mixawaka kanika tsimochika. O kiganika kristikoe. Nach successful ko kaya. O kiganika kristikoe that kasapato. And it could test. Utawache mochika tupo. Imati foi pisataps. Daga mokito kakito meitak. Ane kikiti tapimen no anexo. Utachi mochika. Stipata pio paniki hikoke wakaka chimochika. O kikeni sinnochte popo cheyo. Igago kute sapo. O kianka kristi koika. Itapo tama pio wakaka kristi koika. Ane kihto chitapio pa. Ane kakaaksin no nek chips pagkaya kanik dito yis. It's kinimiawa ka kanik ni chipata pio. O kichipok sa pa sewa ka. Ito matapok sewa ka kanik chipata pio. Ane kichitapin no na utako wawaks di taps kunataps ya utako. En volgens een paar mensen wat de pochkies in Abi kwaad zaten met dat spios. En je mij contact in doen het om te passen. Ja, want ik niet daar is de wakker moet van de Christus koeien. Stek ik niet dat je het zes zo in publiek zit stoppen. Maar ik kan je dat ik doe schouwen kan ik aan zijn moeder gaan. Niet daarmee. En na zit je aan zijn moeder gaan. Tukanis, kami tok kapaka ko istipata pio. Anay ata poming taki. So ano kaksisi ko kaya ko kapani istututs po awak kan kaksisi ko Ano kakipita ano ko makakini. O kaya waka kaniki astawat si Max. Ano kaksisi ko O kaya nakagok ka po at simuch. Kami ika kimak. kami ka kibatu kawaka kini kinakalistawa sebut kakpo ita pun tutama o kya ka basa sebsataya setapix manitapix mate dochsiyo kaita pimakap silokaso ki dochsiyo. Good morning, everyone. Very honored to be here today, to be asked to say the blessing for this morning. I acknowledge all our band members from the Piikani Nation here, everyone from the young to the old, especially here where the schools, our school here in Piikani. When I said some of the stuff that I talked about in our language, in our Blackfoot language, our ancestors of where we came from, they really believed in our way of life. The ones that were born in the teepees, they were very knowledgeable of our ways. At the time, they all had very strong spirits that kept them going through all these years. Until our spirit that the Creator gave us to work with. Today, you know, this time, the evolution of time moves on and things changed. Along the way, we start losing our ways, the connections of who we are. So as time moved on, our spirits start getting weaker because of certain events that we've experienced in our lives. So, but today is a great honor to gather our elders again that experienced that life that they know their grandparents, their great-grandparents, they learned from their grandparents. But today you see the elders here today, some of the young people, these are your grandparents. So you know the history of where they came from today. So I just wanted to acknowledge that this morning about our elders. They're so important today. There's not many left, but they still know the connections to our way of life. So at this time, I will say a prayer in our Blackfoot language. I don't just sit here because I just chose to sit here. I have gone through our ceremonies, our Sundance ceremonies that gives me an opportunity to be sitting here. I'm no miracle person. I just believe in our ways and our practices of our culture. Continue the connections with our Creator, to help out any way I can. So we're going to pray today, any way you know how you connect with our Maker, with all the wisdom that we think we may have. We can't never outthink Creator. Creator has the most wisdom in this world. So at this time, try hard, pray for everybody. Pray for your elders, be able to be with them a long time. We have elders that have gone before us already. Pray for them too. Pray for our nation. Pray for our people. Pray for the people that we've lost. Pray for your children. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for everybody. Pray for good health. Pray for all these important things that you are going to be asking Creator for. So you got, try hard. In our culture here, we do the smudging first of our prayer. But today, as some of the transfers that I got through our Sundance ceremonies, I will be helping from that side. So in order to start the smudge with the prayer, we always start, we are given with the transfer to write a smudge song to put the smudge on. So,
So at this time, I'd like to invite Beatrice up to say the welcoming address.
Ukinik shokoa. Sudah minta cuma kita semua jika ketemu kita na masak kita. Nilok kan iko inak sepitaki. Sudah minta connection macam mau kita na sih kana utu ya. Imok sih kita mas cakes. Ya mok sih as tapik. Mas maki kwan itu matapsin aki wamok. Amoy matapsin mamok ka. Natsa boy na iko putoy. Agad tapis mo. Kaya magsi kito ka na sa kwa mo siyang kita pigs. Mix is good. Ja, mix is kay mix kay nokat siya sa po sa akawa kay kinik siya ano gusto ko nokat sinuwa yan kates kasi mo mix kay mix sina ya mata tape tapi iwe siya wano Nok cita apa tak kami kita mungkin tahu mata yang mungkin esok mungkin esok ni mat sekiopi Nix na toka ika kemakti nix na tayo kakiman na ya bakko kay si Puisa. Good morning. My Blackfoot name is Little Owl Woman. But my Christian name is Beatrice Little Mustache. I thank Herman for the prayer. I welcome all my elders here. I know there are some that couldn't make it out today, but I welcome each and every one of you today. I welcome the teachers and the administration staff, and to our youth that are up there. And Debbie started interviewing people in our community in writing up this book today that is going to be signed in 2016, on or about 2016. And that was a lot of work. And I know that she has, I may have mentioned this, but I know there is some elders that she had interviewed that are no longer with us here and that have gone to the spirit world. But I'm sure today they're here in this room with us. As Board of Trustees, Piikani Board, we continue to encourage our children, our staff, to speak our language and practice our culture. It is very, very important to speak our language, especially when we're disciplining our children. When we speak in our language, when we discipline, it's not as harsh as when we are speaking in the English language. Today, we have encountered during this COVID, we have encountered within the last, since 2020, we've encountered many of our people gone. And there's some that have come to school here. There's some that have, in our communities, there's families that have lost children. And it's so important right now to continue having that empathy for each other, to love one another. We never know when we'll be leaving. And with this book, it tells, I haven't seen the interviews in it, but I haven't seen the book, but I'm sure there was some very good write-ups in there. Just yesterday again, from Guard, they had found 169 graves that they had discovered. And that is a very sad thing, especially with residential school. But here in our school, we try to accommodate our children to the best we could. And the teachers are doing their best. And I thank them. Thank you. And thank you, Omahita Beach. Thank you. Again.
So I just want to let you all know that Lisa is very sad that she couldn't be here today to share the day with you. Unfortunately, she's feeling under the weather. And Mariah Greer as well, she wasn't able to be here. She's in the middle of quarantine. So despite all these things that we have to deal with in our world today, it's good to be here today. And she is on Zoom, so hi, Lisa. And so anyways, from here, I just want to say the thank yous that for all those that helped. First and foremost, louder? Oh, is this better? Okay. How's that? Okay. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the elders for welcoming us into your homes, for coming to the community, to the Elder Center, to be interviewed, to sharing tea with us, and for sharing your stories, for speaking from your heart. And that's what our aim was in the book, was to preserve your voice. So we when they were transcribed, we stuck to the tone of the voice, and that's something that I'm really proud of that came out through this book. And then we had pictures that we were able to gather from different organizations, from the Glenbow, from the Grey Nuns. Some people had their own pictures that they shared with us. And so I'm really excited to be able to be a part of this project. When I was invited in 2016 is when I first started planning and working on it. And then we started the interviews in January of 2017. So it's over 5 years, but 5 years of, it's just nothing compared to the stories, the depth of the stories that the elders shared, and then the history, like we've heard from Herman, the history of our people and the Buffalo. And so I'm just really proud to be here, to be a part of this. And from here, I will share my personal reflections. I'm going to read directly from the book. I just want to share my voice in what I wrote. And way at the back. As a researcher and writer, I have personal connection with the subject of residential schools in Piikani. My mother, Evelyn Kelman Croshoe, was one of the elders that I interviewed. She lived from age 10 to about 16 and went on to work at St. Cyprian's Residential School. As the eldest and following traditional lifeway protocol, she was raised by her grandmother. Then abruptly, her life was altered. Upon arrival at residential school, she was forcibly detached from her family which she described as, "I felt that my grandmother was cut away from me," when her braids that her grandmother had braided that morning were cut off. She was told that her mother tongue and traditional ceremonies were sinful and punishable. This sudden upheaval in her young life produced trauma. And although I have not attended residential school, I, like so many from mine and subsequent generations, are referred to as intergenerational survivors. The range of social issues we face as a family are the same as those many First Nations families and communities deal with. However, she resisted internally and honored what she knew in her heart to be true, despite the forced losses during her time as a student at residential school. The traditional knowledge from her parents and grandparents helped sustain her during a difficult time. Her parents, my grandparents, Joe and Josephine Croshu, were part of an underground movement to preserve ceremonial ways for future generations. The life stories from the elders in our community reflect a broader picture of the strength and perseverance across Canada. Having the honor of gathering stories and knowledge has increased my appreciation of their collective determination, strength, humor, pain, and wisdom. When I started working on this project, my husband, Barry Morrison, from the Piikani Nation in Kitimat, BC, who also attended residential school in Port Alberni, BC, volunteered on the project. His understanding of residential school experiences quickly made him more than just the cameraman. Barry's contribution on this project was part of his healing process. So he helped with the camera and the audio and hauling things around and just being there with me. And he passed away, it'll be 4 years ago this month. And then there's also some elders who are not with us today too, have passed on since the start of this project. And those are my auntie, Margaret Jackson, and we have Janet here in honor of that, being here for her, and Alphonse Little Mustache. Did you say we have a family member for Alphonse? No? Okay. Catherine North Pagan, Harriet is here. Yeah. And there was an anonymous, when I did the interviews, I asked the people if they wanted to be remain anonymous or to allow their names to be with their interviews. And there was one anonymous female who has since passed on. So I just wanted to acknowledge her as well too. Oh, and Albert, sorry, as well. Do we have a family member? Okay. So now I'm going to call upon Mariah, and you're going to share. I'm not sharing this. Oh, Jocelyn. Next will be Jocelyn. She's going to be sharing Lisa's personal reflections. Thank you, and excuse my nervousness.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to our presentations here this morning, and I want to give great thanks to Deb for her work on this book. She's really done a great job. I want to give great thanks to Mariah as well for all of the work that she's done as well, transcribing. You could see them for days transcribing and going over and over, the pages here. So they did really some good work here. And so I'm here to read Lisa's reflections. As a child of parents who attended both Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Residential School and St. Cyprian Anglican Residential School, I never gave attention to the stories of these schools, the experiences my parents had, or the people they met. Now, as an adult, I am sad that my parents didn't live long enough for me to ask important questions and hear their voices, tell their stories, and provide context to who and why they became Edward and Anne Marie Croce. I missed the opportunity to know and understand that extremely crucial part of their lives. I know that my parents were shaped by the Indian residential schools they attended, which were far removed from kinship relationships and relationships to the Creator. My parents were indoctrinated into an enforced religious structure and school system that focused on the old adage that cleanliness was next to godliness, and a strong sense of being domesticated in the areas of home and farm. The journey they had from the day they stepped into the Indian residential schools until the day they left was founded in a confused sense of identity, no sense of belonging, and of lost spirituality, culture, and language. How could a child understand government enforced policy meant to kill the Indian in the child? The stronghold of the church and religious personnel had over my parents was embedded in them until their death, and with it the minimal good but mostly bad of having lived in an Indian residential school. I am a child of that system as well. I know the outcomes of that system, which today are still minimally good, but mostly bad. It is extremely difficult to comprehend how these schools change the course of our lives forever. Unfortunately, they will never know how their lives were impacted by both experience and circumstance, just like everyone else who died before learning that it was so wrong. Not hearing the stories of my parents allowed me to seek and listen to the voices of other Indian residential school students. Thus, I will be forever grateful to the participants willing to be interviewed for this book. Their stories are sad, frustrating, hurtful, and a tinge of happiness continuing through their words. I am grateful that their truth is being told, their stories being heard, and that we bear witness to the healing of that took many, many years to occur. And so this was Lisa Croce's personal reflections. And as many of us who are also children of our parents went to residential school, I can definitely, her words really resound with my life as well. And so I just really want to thank again the elders who are here. Really glad to see you, and really appreciate that, all the work that you've done for us here to maintain our culture and our language. Thank you very much.
Okay, Dominic Scanatoni, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm very excited and happy that our book finally is published for the community and our students to read through these interviews. So my name is Mariah Greer. I worked on the book as the transcriber, editor, and content producer. So I helped with all the quotes, writing down everybody's interviews. So it was quite the experience. But I'll just go into my personal reflection. So as the transcriber and assisting with the editing and formatting, I had learned a lot throughout the entire book from each elder about their experience in residential school. Throughout each interview, I would often think of my great-grandparents attending residential school and what it may have been like for them. My granny and her twin sister, at the age of 11 years old, were brought by horse and wagon and by train from Onion Lake in northern Alberta. In 1921, at the age of 13 years old, my grandpa picked up my granny from the train station along with others. The process behind this was called the repopulation strategy. Due to the Piikani Nation having a low population of approximately 120 members due to smallpox. From the Brockett train station, my granny and grandpa were in an arranged marriage and was taken back to Sacred Heart School. After they left the school, they got married and started a family together. My grandpa built a house for my granny along with a farm and garden. Growing up, my granny never spoke too much about attending residential school. My granny would mostly refer to how she was taught to crochet, sew, and knit in school, or how she was taught how to bake bread and various foods from school. Throughout each interview, I learned not only about each elder's experience while attending school, but I also got to learn my culture and the history of it, and Blackfoot words and terms. I also tried to learn on my own how to spell these Blackfoot translations by listening to how the elders spoke it. Assisting and working on this book was such an amazing experience and opportunity. I hope when the students, community members, and public read these interviews, they take something from it, whether it be Blackfoot knowledge, culture, going to some of the sites talked about, and to become motivated to better themselves and be thankful for what they have in their life. I would like to thank all the elders for sharing their experiences, knowledge, motivation, and most of all, their kind-hearted words of encouragement for future generations. So it was at the end of each interview, we asked each elder for their, what they wanted to tell our future generations, our students. So just like to keep on going and to go on with your goals and your dreams and to prosper through your life. So I just hope everybody enjoys the book as much as we did writing it. So thank you.
And thank you for all your hard work on the project. Couldn't have done it without you. I really enjoyed working with you. Okay, at this time, we would like to go into the gift presentations. And so we haven't rehearsed this, so bear with us while we get this, because we want to bless the books before they're presented to the elders. And then we have gifts as well too, and it's kind of organized up here, but I have my little list, which I'm going to refer to at this time, and Mariah is going to help. So we'll just go according to your abilities. If you're comfortable coming up on stage, that's fine. If not, we can bring them to you as well too. But Herman will be blessing them on this side too. So first of all, we'd like to call up Eva. Eva, we'll bring you your gift, okay? Oh.
Okay, so Mariah, ato instruction meni ke morse sinakia. Stuutsi tapio poakak. Anaki newak. Anaki newakak iskanohkokki wakak ni kubatapis. Oke ni kutakaktais tapios. Oke wakaka po matu sumatu poakak. Oke na kukutu spoki. Anaka I newak. Oke amkhe. Ikakao I newakak. Chinchiksawa. Pagano kita pomoko. Dakti tap spomoa wakak na kumakitap. Yakta kamutak pikano waka. Oke amkhe. I newakak. Chinchiksawa waka.
Next up is Louise. Photographer.
Our next elder is Margaret Jackson. So we have today Janet Jackson. Our next elder is Evelyn Kelman. Our next elder is Morris Littlewolf.
Ask me if I can do it in French. You hear me? I don't know what to say, but I see a different view, and it's good to see. I was in the blood Saturday many times doing funerals, and this is why I say, so nice to see a different vision, different view. We need so much of one another, helping one another, respecting one another, and walking with our elders. The question that came up in Manitoba, by the University of Colleges across Manitoba, and also from the universities too. They asked us elders, 40 different cultures, white, black, China, Chinese, and Native. 40 of those young people, 30 to 25. Their question to us at that time was, we ask you to show us the real world. The world that's not imitation. The world that's not written. The world that teach down, from hand down teaching, from generation to generation. We're so lost in so many ways. This is why we can't advise our younger people, because of the imitation of life that we live. We ask you elders of Canada and North America to show us the way before the Europeans came. The real way. And the real way is what we ask all of you. So speaking to you, that's a message that the young people are asking, a real life. It's not written. So today, as we speak, it's still going on. A lot of our culture, with different cultures, are coming our way. Wherever you go, they're asking you to do a prayer for them, those little words for them, and any place you go. And my encouragement to you as an elder of Piikani Nation, I encourage all of us to pull together and give our kids a real life, not that imitation life. Because we can encourage them by saying, try hard, my kids. That's all I can tell them. But if I told them in Blackwood, you got your money, I'll quote it back to me. That is the Matsuni God that can teach you the way of life. But in this other way, you can't. So that's the imitation. And what's wrong is that we're seeking for our younger people. It's the way of life. Not only to many people, but for all across Canada and America. Yaku me papa ncho ai ka ki makake. Esni ka ki manse te pio. Ka akse doni so te po so. Ono kusesti ko yake. Sa te hua wa tsuka. I ka ki manukos. Ya ka ai. Ens ka tsuka. Yaks. O kenge yaku me.
And next we have Harriet standing in for Catherine Nordpegat.
You're being recorded. You're being recorded saying that.
Thank you. I'll say it. My mom's gonna say
After all that torture of life or snack.
We'll just go over to her.
Did I get in there? Keep smiling. Stop. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
What you speak. Good morning. It's really nice the way the school board, the principal, and all the staff that's running this place. And it's too bad that this sickness is going around, but ask the good Lord to clear up our world. This world was given to us by the Creator, Heavenly Father. In the first place, First Nations, they got really a lot of respect. Their work. Every morning, evening, dinner time, supper time, 4 times a day they pray. And now it's not happening. But let's just ask the Lord to clear up our work. He's the one that gave it to us. And I want to thank on each and every one of the staffs that are working here that gave us these gifts. And in your mind, pray for your families, your mothers, grandmothers. All your little kids are really special. I always pray for them. And I want to thank them. Thank you very much for the gift that you gave us.
Auntie.
Our next elder is Mary Meatface.
Does she want to say anything? I do too.
Want to go this way?
Watch
No,
the-
there's this cord right here. The cord there.
I'm like, okay, no, you're back.
So Mariah will be accepting on Albert's behalf. And she's going to bring it here to his daughter. You sign it.
Albert. Yes. Albert prayed for people. Okay. Okay. Hold it. Oh, yeah, okay. For Albert. Oh, for Albert. Put it down, put his faces right in the bottom. Up it that way. Yeah.
And next we have the birthday boy. Mark just celebrated a birthday recently. So I wanted to say happy birthday to Mark. Give him a round of applause.
Ready? Wandine.
Next, executive, a few words. Okay, next class, which one I topic. I'd like to thank the director, principal, board of education, and all the people that work here, and volunteers, and also to our visitors that came here, and bless and old timers that couldn't make it here, and the old timers here as well. I wish you all well. Thank you.
And we always save the best for last. So our next elder is Wallace Yellowface.
You look the same as the day I interviewed you. You haven't aged a bit. Thank you. And over here so we can take a picture. Don't push me into it.
Okay, Mariah, let me take your picture. You want to say anything? Oh, God. When you see me doing this, that means.
Okay. Какой мадам Стописки? И кто стоит Стописки? Okay. Скинуать мадам, дякую. Сколько хочу свахси такие. Малух китсихба и рискинемат юби. Нахтсихгас. Иксику ма така ауз Catholic, recent shepherds are baptized in Catholic. Kinitsitsini katuh. Ikitsiku tuh biar barmantago, belong mantago. Iskay makita buksa the Vatican Rome for forgiveness. I so happened I didn't come to the elders in okay, you made cynics and darks in the Catholic hope nothing. This gets cynic, and then we write it down, North Carolina, get a so I had that letter. Kirimachi, this guy lawyers to do it, to communicate, me my copy. So I'm going to chase down a copy again. Well, everybody's like me and we were kids one time ago. When I was just a child, my sister was East Jibia from that school. And Dmitry, I've been in this country since we try to put it, we do, he thought, Maruhu dalsiu man just ane na biskai just suksaha panikar kita nana baba udah sih kau udah kukitsu we got excommunicated from the Catholics and skai mata sini gedung itu and kini dari Kristen orang Kristen itu tapi mai Mixing that way, because so keeps here being Gimana ko awas sa inyo? Hindi ko makasaks pumuha. Ginitsa kaskini. Mi kapat sa mi nabiyos. Sabat ko kipi mi mixing that way. So kanin kinanya. Hindi ko kaya at some is considered even today, can they go? We day school no one about. He took over being the boss of that day school. You 1950, no one to be. And Mr. Martin, you can do here. Now it's just as you guys did such meals, the other women I know, I way back, I was just a kid. Just to know, I actually got to it only my have remained at the school. You don't know if it's from the nuns or patriarchy, but they were buried in the wall of that school. I didn't tell the story because I didn't know much about it. So she took me and my sister because I hear her prayers. No, I sing. We used to be. Well, me saying difference they one day, mom and dad. Manaya Kimadan and Kunda to Samialis, me timber. Just as some Jessica, step at a gives a damage of day. Oh, then no, Zenagas and some stool, get on Makaya. Ah, step at some. Oh, my kids, it's about, it's just so. What I mean, just that's some of it's still on I'm 6 mama sister. We say me put at stuff, tie Kimana. When it just up a dog suits in the shop, me does take boots, scotting and it acts much notes you. It's a boat on the Menat si sebok si sebok na kitu amar ma kita ubi. Nya manu. Odi ke wajah dongka kita piwa. Oke. Ni sudah piwa cross Canada. Ni sister book. Kita ia gagal. Kita kaya aku ini boleh lagi. Wah, saya nak kau sebab mana nak kau ada watches. It is it didn't me Carolina well, where are you from? Pagan. But Yellowhorn. Is there any yellow face here? Come on, Carolina. Oh no, there's a man over here, there's an old guy, yellow face. And I didn't got to see. Then I went to school with Bernie Yellowface, not my sister. But I do have a good off to this quick in me, my sister. Can you must do the not because you have me for be my boarding school? You can't tell what don't notify your parents, no letters. Why my mother knows, you know. Ask my mother to कि Kakos. I don't see but I gave some of my views. But this, my religion, que lo hacemos, que era esa puya, o que ne chupa, hacemos que uma looks como mat pues que no co skates que pues que no сколько сукимус не спать на коек. Тетя, кстати. Варис канал рукичина пимук. Да сейчас вине вот это садить, кстати. Чар, а то и кстати. Чар, тогда вот это и кстати не гидает. А это пусть кино. Не окажет, кстати. Братанскости, так и важно уходить. Братанскости. Снадуасок сколько. Как хуяхси, такие лакичкати, не готовы пцаться. Конечно, у меня дескнемаш, любит. Че, дескуац музыка. Every day, we are training in the my grandmother was a Tuscano, you see, Burmese mother's name. Started what a page of mother. You see, Burmese. Next night we have big cooks to get a million. Next to the way again, what by a in the Kahtu. Ask sit down about so again. Ахамох пистабон это звук чичичия чумучи сигисер камо ки чиквер не дескатава туч я скажу якка такой что инкрипст и булгар смотайка такой что я чумучи и скидев это комитет команда It's got so much okay. We schools in the Duhai window. Tenaxis. Dapsis to chip. Not quick, but so much. Another looks to do me boarding school at some much. Here's the books mixing Nenda existence of full cost. Hey. Some of the goings on answered prayers. That's a good what the home. Here when they're cooking out stuff more. I'm out there to wake up with it all. And then it's the what about but doesn't sound stupid. When it made us to Mars, you went and go. Не дескута угому да пик и марах да уха амадус мани систагда пхой бестахкар икрику не баремис кистова ицтиниче ахкой не мания гам Endixer what oh Indian such much good. This is the jobs. Giga Kimani can hundred and a hundred of wisdom. Who goes to see could teach a dog? That's the only war. Giga Kimin who have been boots. We wait in our opinion. Что кто? Кена ханаси, анья.
Excited for his play. Oh, yeah.
Next, we have some special presentations in regards to the community health that we serve. We have Ruth Provost here for her husband, Ira, and he wasn't able to be here, but we would like to thank him because he was always willing and ready to offer the PTKS, any traditional knowledge services space for us to do some of the interviews. So we would like to present Ruth with a book to take home to Ira.
We're here. Because those guys can see your Zoom. Those guys are zooming. Great, thank you.
Next, another person who really helped me when I was first starting to make the connections in the community is Carol. So if Carol Smith could come up, please. Mariah. So proud to be here.
Must have really learned a lot. Yeah, right. Really? Yeah. I just remember when you were writing it, you texting me saying, what is this name? How do you write that? Yeah. I don't know. So you better keep.
Yes, that Carolyn the mustache and Melanie.
Just like to thank you for this beautiful gift. It's quite heartwarming. On behalf of my late mom, I know she spent a lot of time with you doing interviews, and
She didn't make it in the book though, but she's left us with a lot of stories for our family. And I'm really honored to see all of you and our relatives, Kaba, Morris, Mouse, know him as Mousy. It's a real honor on behalf of the Nappies Playground Elementary School as the school principal to accept this book. And I'm definitely going to be purchasing some for our staff and our library. It's your stories that will live on through history. Everything that we do every day is sometimes forgotten. But when we write our stories in books or even write a story or tell somebody a story, it lasts and lives forever. My mom, late Sabyaki, my nin, Siksapo, spent a lot of time telling us stories. And it's a real honor to see these stories come alive with each and every one of you. And as you were coming up here, Eva, Evelyn, I could see my mom here with us, probably just right beside us, and very proud of you. These two ladies were, and Mary, really good to see you out and about. I could see, and Louise, I could see Margaret. My mom made numerous of phone calls to these ladies every day, telling stories. Her morning began with story time with these ladies, and she was younger than all of them. She'd call her sisters Beatrice, Maggie, and Walter, the late Walter. They all told stories, and those stories that you shared with my mom were shared with me. And they're recorded and they're written, but one day too, they may make it out here. I don't know. When the time comes and I find our voice, then it'll be there. I don't know. But I just want to thank each and every one of you today, the elders, for coming out into our school and bringing your presence. Your presence blesses our school for all our little bukaks. And it's so nice to just have there's a few. 1, 2, 3. My mom always said, when there's 1, 2, 3 in with us, that's a success. And Evelyn and Eva Gakomim, Louise, I just want to thank you for being part of my mom's life, and now we can read your stories too. Thank you, Debbie, for doing this for our elders. It's a real honor that you're going to be blessed with it for many years to come. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you. I was caught off guard and running down the hallways for our graduates right now, but I firmly believe, like what Carolyn says, looking around the room and greeting all you elders come in, I felt my spirit awaken. I felt the genuine presence of you all, and it really brought comfort to my heart, especially trying not to lose our hope in times of despair. These messages that you have captured and collected is going to go very far, because I firmly believe our students really need these messages. They need our stories, they need our history, they need our language, they need our songs. And looking around the room, it's a start to regrouping and being collective once again, and inspiring our students to reach their full potential, which I firmly believe in them. So on behalf of Piikani Nation Secondary School, thank you for all this work. Thank you for the creation and allowing us to gather with our elders once again. Thank you.
Just wanted to make a note that the motivation, the intended audience for this book is the youth in Piikani. So that's where, and when we were developing the interviews, I was looking at it as asking them about their daily life. It was the day-to-day things. I think someone had mentioned that too, like our daily life. So that's what I was seeking, and I'm so honored to have had the story shared with me. So thank you. Next, I guess we're going to be moving into the meal. Oh, we'll just be serving you momentarily.
Yeah, like now before they eat, okay, or after.
Hi, we would like you to have a group picture of the elders, if that's possible. We just love taking pictures of you.
Jocelyn.
And while we're organizing that, Eva would like to share some words. So we'll get all the elders up at the front so we can have a picture taken. We're gonna do this while we got you captive, and then we'll feed you.
Okay, it's when it's all the workers. Well, it's happy to see you there, son. Keep going on your work and your wherever you do. Je hebt de slaps, waar ze verder proeven, je hebt de slaps maar. Don't do it, you get to so I open them. You're always take care of the elders. The Creator will they bless you for that. And I'm sorry I didn't say nothing there, but I thank you for all the gifts you give to us. And bless you all. Good.
Do we want to bring them up here? Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. This is a bittersweet day for me. It's emotional. After all this time, we're reclaiming ourselves on our unique, our building and self that we almost lost. But now it's all coming back strong because of you, the workers, and our future generation. And I'm really happy that eventually this happened. Because when I was in residential school, when we were a little girl, we used to talk about if ever residential schools will be closed, and our dreams came true. Thank you.
So now we just would like to get a group picture. If we can get all the elders up at the front here. No, why don't we do everybody? Hey? No, just the elders?
Jocelyn said we're not elders.
We'll check with the boss here.
Take your glasses off. Jocelyn doesn't take glasses.
The elders.
We'd like to ask the elders to come and stand up here, if it's possible, or sit up here.
Some love.
She's still a little stiff.
That's the only picture she requested, I guess.
Oh,